Hello, this is Mark Denham, radio presenter, audio producer, podcaster, and voiceover. And today on the audio journey, we can't escape the fact that Christmas is coming, and why would you want to? But today we're looking at just basically creating a little bit of throwaway Christmas imaging. I'll admit, I have deliberately recorded these without really much emphasis. This is Father Christmas, just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. And this is Santa's little helper, ho, ho, ho. So just sped up a little bit there, but at the moment, they just sound like me. And we can change that by selecting this one. And this is Father Christmas, just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. We can now make that sound a little more Santa-y. Like if I really was going to be like Santa Claus, I would perhaps have gone with a bit of reverb and a bit of depth in the voice. Ho, ho, ho. But we can fix that by going to the time and pitch and the pitch shifter, which starts at 0. Let me move that down just a little bit, because if I take it too far down, it's going to sound silly. This is Father Christmas, just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. Father Christmas does not sound like that in any way whatsoever. That would be silly, but we can use just a tiny little bit of adjustment. This is Father Christmas, just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. Okay, so let's apply that. We'll X out of there and we will apply that. And then what I'm going to do is get rid of that. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to slightly pitch this down just a little further for the ho, ho, ho. Just so it's a real belly ho, 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 rather than just a throaty ho, ho, ho. Let's try that again now. And let's preview that. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, so there we are. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to also add on to there on the ho, 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 a little bit of reverb as well. So I'll go to reverb and studio reverb, and we'll just go with this one. Always good. We'll have the full dry signal, and how much wet do we want? Let's have a listen. Do it by ear. Ho, ho, ho. There we are. We'll obviously need to drag that out a little for the reverb to finish. But ho, ho, ho. There we are. If we drag that out, and we're just selecting a little piece here of this audio to work on, we'll apply that. And then we have, this is Father Christmas, just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. And you can see that we've not affected this bit that we never selected. And this is Santa's little helper, ho, ho, ho. So for this one, Santa's little helper, being a little elf, would be the opposite. So again, time and pitch, the pitch shifter. This time, rather than going down, we'll go up, and we'll do it again by ear. So let's have a listen. And this is Santa's little helper. We'll go higher. Let's see what we get here now. And this is Santa's little helper. Ho, ho, ho. There we are. Maybe we could even go just a little higher with that as well. Try again. Select the audio. And this is
Santa's little helper. Ho, ho, ho.
And there we are. There we have something a little elf-like, so we can apply that now. And then we have two totally different voiceovers. We'll select that, and we'll go to favorites and normalize, and we'll select this, and we'll go to favorites and normalize. And then we have, this is Father Christmas, just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. And we have,
and this is Santa's little helper, ho, ho, ho.
There we are. So that's simple. You could then take that into the multi-track, and we'll just call it Xmas. And there is the multi-track. Then we can drag this in just on this track here. This is Father Christmas, just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. And there we have it. So we could have, if we go into the media browser here, in here there will be, not in there, it would help sometimes if you name these things, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. But they're all ripped off of old CDs, which is why they're not there. And get rid of that, and we go in here, and somewhere in here you will find sleigh bells. Where are the sleigh bells? So there we are. We can add some sleigh bells, not in sample. Now they are, so Adobe Audition will change them. This is Father Christmas, just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. Too loud, too loud. Bring them down a little bit. This is Father Christmas, just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho.
And this is Santa's little helper. Ho, ho, ho.
Okay, so that's how you would do that, and then you could just either fade that off or you could go right to the end. See how this ends? It just ends. There's no end there, so you may as well just go back and put a fade on that. So we'll cut it there with Control and K. If you are on a Mac, it would be Command and K. And we'll just put a little fade envelope on by dragging that little box across there. You can see we can have it like that, or just a straight line fade. And then we've got...
And this is Santa's little helper. Ho, ho, ho.
And away it fades. Now, it is worth also saying, if I go back into here, and I'm going to press Control and Z to undo everything that we've done here. This is... Not quite yet. There we are. This is Father Christmas. Worth saying that you could also do this in the multi-track as well. What we'll do is we'll move that down. This is Father Christmas. Just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. All right, so what we want to do is we want to take the elf down to a different track altogether. Move that to there, and we'll have the ho, ho, ho. We'll take that, and we'll move that to a different track as well. Just for the sake of neatness, little fade there, little fade there, little fade there, and a fade there. And as we put one everywhere else, we'll put one here as well, just for neatness. This is Father Christmas. Just popping by to say... ho, ho, ho. Now, what we could do is we could go in here, we could put on my standard processing. This is Father Christmas. Just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. And then in there, we can also add on now as well the time and pitch, the pitch shifter, and we agreed -1, did we not, for Father Christmas? And that's on the track 1. We can then go to track 2. Now, we did this twice, didn't we? So we'll agree again that we will have a time and pitch shifter -2. And, oh, hang on. It won't sound right if we don't put the vocal processing on as well. Time and pitch shifter, and you want to go with -2 for this. And also on there, you'll want to add a little bit of reverb, which is what we did the first time around. So reverb, studio reverb, and boom, 100% and 40%. So that's the dry, that is just the voice, and the wet is just the reverb. Let me just explain that for a moment. Ho, ho, ho. There we are. You can hear some reverb on that. I'll move that along so it's out of the way. Just to explain on the reverb, if I move this over here, if I go 0% dry and 100% wet, you'll hear none of my original voice, just the reverb. And likewise, if we go 100% and 0, then you'll hear no reverb, just my original voice. Ho, ho, ho. So we'll add in a bit of reverb onto that, and there we are. The same thing now done in the multi-track. This is Father Christmas. Just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. And just to complete it, we can do the same with the elf as well. So we go in here, we'll add the vocal processing on that I would usually use. Go in, time and pitch shifter, and where do we go to here? Do we go to 3? Let's have a listen.
And this is Santa's little helper. Ho, ho, ho.
Maybe we could even go higher.
And this is Santa's little helper. Ho, ho, ho.
So there we are. We've now taken a dry voice and we've processed it in the multi-track. We can mix it down, and in a second, there we are. Let's have a look now at what we've got. This is Father Christmas, just popping by to say, ho, ho, ho. There's a bit of Santa, and then Santa's little helper will appear now.
And this is Santa's little helper. Ho, ho, ho.
Obviously, I just recorded those bone dry. Didn't really put any effort in at all. As I say, if I was going to do a Father Christmas, I would try for a deeper ho, 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 without having to then add so much pitch shift onto it. So rather than just ho, 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 I would be more ho, 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 and try and get more depth into my voice. Again, you could add a bit of reverb. Ho, ho, ho. See? So if you are delivering that for a voiceover for a bit of Christmas imagery, then make sure you do chop in and actually use your own vocal range as well. Hopefully that's helped. And as always, if you do have any questions, markdenham.com. That's where the entire audio journey is. And you can always ask your questions on there as well. If you have any desire at all whatsoever to ask a question on YouTube, you can stick it in as a comment and I will get back to you as well. Thanks for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't mind. You can also tick the bell and then you'll be notified of future uploads. And as always, go away and make some amazing audio.